And
Recording is on.
And we are live. Welcome everybody to another episode of You Know What? Let me just say podcast. I am your host, Ray. With me as always, we have Fada.
I'm never playing Call of Duty on normal mode again. Hardcore only.
We got Xavier.
who's
And we got Money Mark.
Hey, what's good? Ti stupid.
And that's what we starting with, man. Thank you for the transition. Um for those that didn't know, Ti was on his podcast. I forgot what was the podcast name, but he was telling people how he goes to his daughter's gynecologist, and see if she still has her hymen. And a lot of people are looking at him like, well, a lot of few things. So I want to get y'all opinions on it. Xavier, you really want to talk about it, so I'm gonna start
I
with
know
you.
Xavier got words.
No, it's not actually what y'all think, honestly. Um, excuse me, sorry. So I want to start off
Well,
by
I do.
saying that I don't really see him going with her there to see, like, what's going on with her as a bad thing. But he's a hypocrite because he does not say anything about his son,
Yep.
who was on tour doing all kind of wild stuff that they didn't really touch too much on the show. And his son right now is what, like 16, 17, and he's been having sex since he was 14. Now, it is annoying that Ti is going there specifically just to see if she's a virgin and nothing else. Maybe he does go there because he is, want to see what's wrong with her. But if he's just going there just to see if she's a virgin and that's it, that is very annoying. That is disheartening because do you not care about anything else about your daughter? Are you not caring about her health? Because are you not doing any other appointments with her? Like, what's going on?
Right.
Why is it that that's the only thing that you're worried about? But at the same time, I'm trying to see at this, what's wrong with him saying that though? If if it was her mother, people wouldn't say nothing though. Like if it was a woman saying, "Well, I want to make sure my daughter still has her virginity," is it just because it's a woman talking to another woman, and she knows what she goes through? I kind of didn't understand, but I didn't like that at all about how Ti was carrying it because it just makes him look just so small minded when it comes to
Mm-hmm.
women's bodies, and a woman
Right.
shouldn't be doing this and that, but oh, my son can do all of this.
I completely agree.
I don't care. He can have sex with everybody in the world, but my daughter, she better not be out here having
She,
sex.
yeah.
And then some people kind of annoyed me saying that, just because she has a hymen doesn't mean that she's never had sex. I'm like, okay, yes, that is true. But most times your hymen breaks. Like just let's
Mm-hmm.
just cut it out.
Right.
Stop with the specifics. More than likely she will break her hymen.
Exactly.
Now, this girl is still in high school. I don't know how long ago he did this thing, but she was in high school. Now I think she's graduated from high school. So yes, he does have to treat her like an adult because she is 18, but at the same time, how much of an adult is she? Because she doesn't live at home with her, so uh but at the same time it's like all through high school, yeah, I don't want my child having sex, going around having sex with random dudes, and you end up slipping and having pregnancy, and then all of a sudden it's y'all weren't doing what y'all was supposed to do. Y'all weren't having those conversations. Y'all weren't checking up on her. And look at that, another black girl pregnant at 16, at 15,
Yeah.
just continuing on the legacy. So it's like, damn if he does, damn if he doesn't. But I think it's how he worded it, and how he kind of made it more of a disgrace because how he talks.
Right.
If he worded it differently and sounded more fatherly and more caring, and like he's honestly just wants to make sure she's just not having sex without letting them know and just going out here being wild, I think people will look at it differently. But you know how T.I. talks. And then he wants to use that country bumpkin ass accent
Yeah.
and use these big ass words that he hardly knows what the fuck they mean,
Where
and
they at though?
make all these goddamn jokes, and it just annoyed me. But
Expeditiously.
yes, but honestly, I don't find anything wrong with a parent checking on their child's virginity,
Yeah.
because a child should hold their virginity as long as they want. And when they go off to college, hey, it's up on you now. But while you're under my house, under my rule, you ain't about to be tearing up nothing and then possibly might be getting pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
Nope. You're not ruining. And I'm sorry, having a child that young is slightly ruining another child's life, because you don't get to live.
What we
No.
what we talking
Because
about?
the whole Ti thing. My
Uh,
my, I'm looking at it through the lens. I completely agree with you, Xavier. I'm looking at it through the lens of social media. And on social media, people were talking about, you see, this is how men speak when they hate women. I'm like, no, that's not what that was. Like, he doesn't hate women. Like, sure, the method that he's doing to make sure that she's, not having sex. I mean, to some can be considered extreme, but like you can break your leg doing a lot of shit. Like, you can do a lunge at the gym and then, boop, it could break. But like from a father perspective, I get what he's trying to do, but it just didn't work out how he said it. Like you said, because
I
I
mean,
remember, I remember when like she was 17 and nobody was saying anything about her, but she was posting all these pictures on IG. And then the minute she turned 18, the dogs was at the door. Like, and she made a post about it and was like, no, I'm not checking my DMs. Stop bothering me. Yes, I'm 18, but I'm not going out like that.
And
This
guys are writing her saying that they'll take her virginity.
exactly, right? So it's like, the minute she turns 18, people attack her, but now they find when she's a virgin looking as beautiful as she does, now they want to take and, do this and do that. And like people are forgetting about that. That she's the one that's being harassed on social media by people who, we can't put a face to a name, but I mean, she knows who's messaging her and stuff like that. So, you know, and like you said, Ti is getting involved in a lot of stuff. All of a sudden, it's not music related. It's just him being out in politics, social media, saying all kind of stuff. And I'm like, well, before you speak, my guy, you got to know what those words mean, and you got to know what you're about to say, because people will take that shit and run with it the minute you say something in the microphone. So his daughter, like I said, I mean, she's cute, but I mean, she has respect for herself. I can tell. Like she already said this multiple times. She's not doing this. She's not doing that. Folks should leave her be. And it's getting more out there now that she's not doing it. So now people want to try to like, what's the word? Like corrupt, I guess, or like fuck with her and see if they can make her do wrong. And I'm like, that's fucked up. Like, leave that girl alone. And I think that Ti should have a right to go see his daughter in those appointments. But the whole thing about the sticky note at the door and like trying to like make her do this on certain days when she was in high school. Okay, yeah, now, I'm not too sure. But again, that's how the story was told. Maybe it could have been a reminder that they both planned out. We don't know that. Um, but like they talk about this because the son they were talking about, that's the tall one with the big head, right? The oldest boy.
With the curly hair, and he looks
Yeah,
a little gay.
yeah,
a little
like
bit. I need to feel.
yeah, like he was out of nowhere, doing all this stuff. I'm not sure because like Ti has like, I can tell he has that old mindset where it's like the girl got to be this, got to be that, got to be that. oh, but that's my son though. My
Yeah.
son can go out there. You know what I'm saying? Like it's ATL. That's my son. So
You look like
Ti
a
needs to,
girl.
yeah, he do, but Ti needs to change that
He looks like
mentality.
he looks like Tiny. That's why.
Yeah, like yeah, he needs to change that lens he's looking at it through
Uh
because
huh.
you can't look at it as in, oh yeah, my son can do whatever he wants, but my girl though, she ain't about to be no hoe. But you can't police her
Yeah.
like
Well.
that. It's a
Huh.
certain way to go about it. You got to be fair to both boy and girl when you have kids. And what he's doing is not fair, but he's trying to be a dad. But it's in the worst way
The
of
worst
how
way.
he worded that story. like
Um.
A very overprotective way.
right. Like it's like, because I know for a fact I was looking at her like, oh yeah, when she was little, she kind of was weird looking. Maybe she might grow up and be okay looking, but nobody would really look at her. The minute she hit 15, he was like, oh hell no. Oh,
I
wait.
don't think it matter how she look. I think some fathers gonna just be like that regardless.
Nah,
I re- no, because
it's
I remember
worse.
working with this beastie looking chick, and she talked the way if I would protect her. She nobody.
Well, yeah,
She had
but I
man
mean,
shoulders.
come on now. You know that, like, because she's a girl, he's overprotective, sure. Because I mean,
Yeah.
but the fact that she's a beautiful girl makes it worse
Mm-hmm.
because people are going to say whatever. And ugly dudes got the most confidence in the world, especially over the internet. They're gonna say whatever the hell they want to that girl.
I mean, and so I think for me, I think Ti was wrong. Now I don't think he's wrong taking his daughter to the gynecologist, but the reason why is really wrong. And not too long ago, I watched a show called Adam Ruins Everything, and on the episode, huh? And on an episode of it was an episode Adam Ruins Sex, and they talked about a lot of things, and they came to the part about popping cherry, which is proven to be false.
Mm-hmm.
Not just that it can the hymen can rupture for anything, but there are women who have counted that they didn't bleed into like their 4/5, sometimes like 10 times having sex or never. So there's no really way to measure virginity in women, just like there's no way to measure it in men. I think the most thing you get is a mental difference. You can tell in somebody, but you really have to know your kid or the child you raising.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I think is wrong in discussing. Is like, and like you said, why not the same energy with your boys? But that's how most people are. Is not the same energy.
It's not the same energy because that's like it's
I
based.
know.
I feel like the main perpetrator of all of this is like religion. Because if you look at religion
Hmm.
texts, they the Virgin Mary, like they place virginity on this pedestal of purity.
Right.
So
Yeah.
if you're a virgin, you're pure, you're anointed. You know what I'm saying? And I can understand like the I can understand what they mean when they say wait until you're married, but in reality, it should be wait until you fall in love or like wait until you have complete trust in somebody. Because if you have trust in somebody, you tell them certain things, and if you can tell them certain things and they have your full trust, then you can be able to share your body with them and stuff like that.
Hmm.
So
I
it
give
should
you that.
be if you love this person, regardless of whether you guys are married or not, then you can have sex with them. It's just a matter of knowing who you're giving it to and having that responsibility of your body and not just fucking people because they're attractive or any of that
Mm.
superficial shit.
You know
You know
what?
what I'm saying?
While Father, you speak on the other thing, I was like, this show that he doesn't. To me, this shows that Ti doesn't trust his daughter to be
Yeah,
conscious of
that's about to say he
herself.
disrespectful. He don't trust her.
He doesn't trust her to make her own decisions in certain aspects,
You know what
which
I
a
think
lot
that
of
is?
parents do.
Yeah, but
So,
you know what I think that is? I think in a lot of cases it's karma. And the reason why I say that is because, T.I. a nigga. I'm sure back in the day he was over there being a hoe too, fucking a whole bunch
I
of
mean,
women.
back in the day, then he got caught on cheating on Tiny not too long ago, right?
Yeah. So
Yeah, he's still
like
a hoe.
no, but like think about it. When you got dudes like that who was real hoes back in the day, and then they start having daughters, I think they're part of the universe because their daughters grow up to be fine as shit. And then they get overprotective of them because they don't want them dealing with the same dudes that they were back in the day. The universe know what it's doing. I don't think that's you want to be a hoe, all right. So when that energy come back around you, and it's time to reap what you sow, I'm gonna do it in the form of your children.
Right.
So
uh,
if you wasn't you and like and no one is saying oh you are a bad person for doing that, but there's a process. You was only probably fucking a whole bunch of women because you want to prove that you're a man, and you know what I'm saying. A girl catch feelings because women do that when when you hit that spot, boom, and then they catch feelings for you, and then you want to act like an asshole. All right, your daughter gonna go through the same shit you did.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's
Catch
funny
it.
y'all mentioned double standards because even though I feel honestly, I think this double standard most people think it favors the men, and I think it mostly favors the women because I feel like as a man you cherish.
You were not right, but
Damn,
Yo,
the
the
internet
double
sniping.
standards
but
slapped
I was
him.
about to say, I was going to say this. The double
I
standard.
don't know I don't know what happened.
The
It
double.
was a double standard.
The double standard that you're going to, right? I've seen people do that on both sides, where they fear the double standard leans more to men and leans more to women. I had an instructor from somewhere who felt that, and there's a lot of dudes that feel that like the women have more control, but there's women. But honestly, this world is run by men in the way they do things. But double standards is on both. What is it? Everybody has a privilege in some way.
I mean, I think when it comes to double standards, like the whole thing about being gay is more of a beneficiary double standard towards women because, when women can experiment and do all this other stuff and, put a whole pussy in their mouth for like a whole semester and just straight up do whatever. But let a dude say, oh yeah, I sucked some dick before, but I didn't like it. And then like, oh no, you gay.
He
That's
can
it.
be,
You gay.
you
There's
know.
no turning back. There's
This
no none
this
of
is
that.
exactly why I call women gay for clout.
Yeah,
But
because the thing is,
This is why
if
I
a
call
guy
women
says,
gay for clout.
yeah, like if a guy says, "Oh, I grew up with one of my friends, whatever. And we were really tight. And we went to college together, and we experimented, but we realized it wasn't for us. So, but we're still cool." And everyone's like, Hold up, rewind that. You sucking dick?" And I'm like,
that's all they care about. You said, I
right.
mean,
And then the dude is just sitting there like, "No, I didn't even do that. I kissed. We kissed. Oh, so you sucked his dick though? You gay?"
I
And then
mean, growing up, it
that's
used
it.
to be you can, we got what is it, the hug that for a reason, because people just,
Yeah, but it's just like
yeah.
people be acting like oh wow, like you definitely can't do this. You're a guy, like it's a double standard. Like men can't cry, when they feel emotion. Like
Mm.
the girl can go ahead and cry and bawl her eyes out, but the dude got to stand strong if some shit happen. Like the double standard is crazy.
Mm.
I personally think there's rules to that, but I think we need to get that on another note.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I do feel like with that double standards, women with this, the whole like T.I. son, him at 15 having sex. I feel like he should be the one. His son should be the one you worried about because like he's basically like you just throwing him out to the wolves, and you're not
oh
really
yeah,
like I don't feel like you're really giving him guidance like that.
Mm.
Where your daughter is like really, really protected and you're really trying to secure. I feel like if you're gonna put this, like y'all been saying, if you're gonna put the same type of security and uh protectiveness for your daughter, you should be doing that for your son.
oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
because once you
Because
get that burn, that's it. And I don't think he
yeah,
want
Yeah,
his
people
son
act like
burned.
men can't get out here and get room for having a kid. I mean, most men run, but the difference is a man can get endless women pregnant in one day, 1 month, or whatever. He can get what is it, about 30 days in a month, give or take. Every day he can get a
Well,
new
that's what I'm
chick pregnant.
saying. Yeah,
and Lord knows child support is not that's something you really want in your life.
no,
So this is it's like
it's not what
it's
it used to
like
be.
I understand. I'll be honest, I didn't have sex till I was 21 because I didn't want no kids. I was like, I ain't had no job. I ain't had no job. I ain't want no pay no child support. I saw a bunch of when I'm with the Blade. It was like the winter. All the girls I like, I thought they was cute, but I never hollered at them. Come by springtime, most of the girls I like had bellies, and I was like, nah, I'm gonna finish school.
Hey,
Bro.
that's smart though.
Matter of fact, there was a
Yeah.
dude on Maury one time, but he was having 21 kids.
Oh wait, is his name Dez?
I don't remember. It was a
Is it?
dude,
Yeah.
21
Oh,
kids.
okay.
Yeah,
Four.
but there was also that Y'all Gonna Fix My Life episode where the dude had like 30 something kids, 36, I believe.
There was a whole. Was that when she had all the men there and they all had like multiple kids?
No,
Multiple.
no, it
Oh.
was
It was
just one.
like 45 kids. I think it was like 45 to 60 kids in between all of them. It
Yeah.
Yeah.
was like four men.
Four men? Oh, damn. I thought it was.
So,
Okay.
first of all, I didn't even know she had a talk show
Well,
because that's what it was, right? It was a talk show.
well. Sometimes she uses that show for like a little talk show special, but it's not a talk
Oh,
show.
yeah.
Right.
Oh, okay. All right. Thanks for clarifying. I was about to say, shout out to Ayala for the blow up. But any last words on this before we move to a different topic?
All I want to say is, yo, a great man, Mark, once said, "All girls are at least 10% gay," and I've run with that ever since.
Mm.
That shit changed my life.
This shit
I
true.
I want to say is I am very tired of the double standard when it comes to men and women treating their sons and daughters,
Yeah.
specifically men. I'm very tired of the double standard, and I'm gonna need for you guys to really start checking your damn sons, checking they fucking penises, checking they nasty little motherfucking mouths and they fingers, and you need to start putting them in their place and telling them how to go about in this world. 'Cause it's getting really old, and that's all I gotta say.
Amen to that.
My son though, he can do whatever he wants. That's my son.
Okay. All right. So do y'all want to talk about the Black Conference Tariq Nasheed is trying to have or the Popeye stabbing?
Mm.
Let's talk about the conference because I don't know what this conference really is
Yeah,
about.
I can explain that.
Me
So
either.
Yeah, I was
Wait,
about to say, Father, can you fill us in on that?
okay.
wait 2 seconds before you explain the Popeye
Uh-huh.
stabbing, bro. I almost went to that Popeyes, um, to get a chicken sandwich the next day, but my mom said let's go somewhere else.
We are saving this convo for after. 'Cause I know it's about to be a whole nother subject. Fada.
Okay. So Tariq Nasheed, who does like documentaries and has his own radio show and stuff, he's real big into like the whole ADOS movement, and ADOS is American Descendants of Slaves, but he has his little own thing called Foundational Black Americans, which is basically, if you're a Black American, you're a Black American. That's basically what it means. So he wants to do a conference which is going to specifically talk about, how Black Americans are to move in this society, and I know he's real big on reparations, and I know he's also real big on like Black Americans, owning their own stuff and whatnot. So he's proposing. So on Indiegogo, he put up a crowd fund, and he's trying to raise $200,000 to put the conference up. And I know that it's been a pretty mixed reaction of the conference because some people think it's way too much money, and then other people think that he's trying to like scam or he's trying to finesse people. And me personally, because I'm not ADOS, I'm not a foundational Black American, I'm African, so I wouldn't be the benefit. I wouldn't benefit if Black Americans got reparations, which is cool because that's not for me in the first place. But at the same time, it's like this man is actually he's actually doing the work that people say is needed in this society. He didn't like the Revolt Summit, a lot of people didn't like the Revolt Summit, and he also doesn't like the fact that when there's Black conferences that are brought on by other groups, like let's say the Democrats or whatever, he doesn't like how they skimp over a few things that are very important to Black Americans as a whole. So he wants to do his own conference in order to really put things into perspective and have a real like grassroots level conversation with people. And he's doing this in Atlanta, I believe. So he's going to raise $200,000. The conference is going to be in Atlanta, and I think it's going to be in an undisclosed date in Atlanta, Georgia, in 2020. So I think, me personally, I think it's a good thing that he's doing that because number one, it sets a precedent. Like you want to have something. Well, here we go. We're putting in the work in. And number two, you put your money where your mouth is. You want shit fixed. You want to talk about shit. You want certain things. All right, put the money up and then let's build it together. So I personally would like to contribute to that, and drop a little something in there. But I just think that it was very interesting how there was a lot of black folks that was like, nah, man, he's trying to scam. Nah, man, he's trying to finesse y'all. And I'm like, if you look at his track record, whenever he has a crowdfund, he's put something out. He's crowdfunded 5 documentaries and he's put them all out. So this is
You
someone
know,
to trust, in my opinion.
black people be skeptical about every damn thing.
Mark,
Yeah.
check your phone.
Okay. Yo.
Okay. I think I want this. But this conference. Sorry, y'all. It's these Jordans, and he's been trying to convince me to buy Jordans. But anyways, when it comes to these kind of conferences, I'm just trying to figure out really the benefit it has on people, because when we talk about how black people need to move in America and this and that, I hope it's not just talking about white people.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is what happens when I white this. This is what happens when I white that, and just like pinning like, okay, well, when you run into a white person, this is what you should be doing, or when you go into a corporation that's mostly white, this and that. Like, I hope this conference talks about everything, because obviously we don't know, we don't really know what they will talk about in the conference. We just have an idea, because when it comes to the black community and how they move, it's like it's a lot of stuff that you have to be honest with, and you have to be frank, and you have to put it out on the table, and people have to sit there and with closed mouths and open ears and really take in the information, because people act like they don't want to admit to a lot of stuff.
That's true.
And I'm saying here, like, you can't want to move forward with this and then keep holding on to that. You can't do both. Okay? You can't be sitting here mispronouncing every goddamn thing in the world and talking about I don't give a fuck, but you want to know how to move on further in a corporate setting and why people are looking at you like you're crazy. No, no one's saying to talk white. Be yourself, but damn, pronounce shit the way it's supposed to be pronounced. Have an open mind when it comes to stuff. You haven't been around Indians or Asians. If they invite you to a dinner and you're not too familiar with the food, just try the damn thing. Because nobody wants to eat no goddamn chitlins and fried motherfucking chicken and no goddamn collard greens every
You
damn
eat
second,
fried chicken out of
okay?
this. You can
Ain't
take the
nobody
color.
want to eat that goddamn shit every motherfucking second, okay? So
Yeah, they're gonna be
when you
like,
go to
"Oh,
these
this
dinners,
cornbread look on."
you need to be open to that, okay? Because I know too many black people who act like they don't want to eat nothing else because they're not familiar.
It
Okay,
doesn't feel like home.
okay. When you go into a work setting, I hope, like I said, like they need to talk about everything in this damn thing. Talk about everything. Shit that is gonna make men uncomfortable. Shit's gonna make women uncomfortable. Okay, when you go into a corporate setting, or when you go into working in a damn store, or when you just walking the damn street, when you see someone gay, mind your motherfucking business. Act like they straight, like how you would treat a straight person. Okay, when you going somewhere, know how to treat a woman, know how to treat a man. Just talk about every damn thing. I don't want nothing about when you see a white person doing this, we need to be doing that. We need to be doing this. Oh, when you see a white cop, you know, them pigs. No, don't start calling them no damn pigs, because
Mm-hmm.
that's just
Well,
gonna create a whole thing up in that place.
Right.
And no one's gonna start listening because everyone's all focused on that. Yeah, fuck them pigs. Fuck. What is it? What's that number? What is it? Fuck 12.
12.
Fuck
No,
12. Fuck the
it
ops.
needs to be a whole bunch of stuff. Because I'm like, okay, you're in the car on the highway. Yes, I understand white cops do be pulling black people over, but it's like, my God, like they are not thinking about you. They just drove past you. Like, calm down.
My thing is
Every
that just the hypocrisy of the black community. Like, we always like, we as a people always talk about, oh, we need to do this as a group of people. We need to do that. We need to start building our own stuff. We got to start making Wakanda in this motherfucker. Blah 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 blah. But the minute a black person says, okay, I'm willing to do it. I'm willing to build something for it, but I need money for it. Oh, why you need money? How much is that? I ain't about to put my money into that. What's this? What's that? Are you trying to scam? Blah 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 blah. Like, just not trusting, a guy who has a record of doing what's right and seeing what's going on, because black people always don't want to support the brands of our own people, because they just don't trust anybody. And I'm like, well, how are we supposed to be moving forward if you won't take a chance on the guy that's willing to step up and try to create
it's
something?
people based on survival is scared to take chances.
There's another answer to that. A lot of people not going to jump on board until they actually see it working. That's why, like, when
That
most
too.
black people they have ideas, a lot of people look at them like, "Damn, you crazy!" But when they finally ideas like finally kick off, that's when motherfuckers want to jump on.
That's what
So
I'm
I'm pretty
saying.
sure
And
the
I think
guy who
People
that's
people
invented
want to
the
support
and I
people
think
want to
that's
support
just
these fucking room ass businesses. And by room ass businesses, I mean people who be like, "Oh man, I got this fashion company." You know what I'm saying? Nigga, shut up. That business don't exceed your mother's bedroom. You don't have no fashion company. You don't have no brand. People want to dump money into that. But let somebody say, "Oh, okay, let's unite the front and build this." It's gonna
mm,
take some money though. Everyone shuts it down. But as soon as somebody want to sell some, medicated weed and put a sticker on it, everybody wants to put money into that shit. I don't understand. Like, get your priorities straight, because I know a bunch of people who are like, oh yeah, I got a bunch of medicated stuff and I'm selling this. I'm making my logo. Go ahead and do my logo for me, Mark. I said I'm not doing shit, because I'm not about to sit there and waste my time putting all this effort for you to just put some stuff on a product that you just reselling. Number two, it don't benefit anything. Like, go ahead with that. I don't give a damn. But oh, people want to put their money into that and all this other shit, but not what's important. If you don't care, then don't say nothing. But don't say you care and then don't do nothing about it.
Oh, there's another thing I want to point out real quick. It's also very strange to me how black folks will go to the same fucking store that has been known to have people that follow you, and they don't like your ass. They be giving you dirty ass looks when you get in there, but let one black company mess up once, I'm never going there again. Them motherfuckers is never getting my money again, no business. I'm like, bro, what? Y'all got all this smoke for black folks that like all of us aren't perfect. So if you go into a black-owned business and the customer service slipping up a little bit or whatever, I mean, yeah, they're all not perfect, but at the same time, you are going into literal places where them niggas don't like your ass. In black communities where Chinese people set up shop and Arab people set up shop. They can't fucking stand your black asses. But every single time somebody got something to say about you, that you make it seem like, oh man, this business ain't shit. Yeah, I'm going back over here. And we saw that with the fucking Tyrone Muhammad case, where the dude threw bricks at the store because the people was disrespecting black women, and there was still black women going up in there after the shit got repaired. And it was just like, wow.
Oh, you already
Like,
know.
I
Same thing with
understand
that
that maybe
blackface
it wasn't the
Gucci.
best. It wasn't the best thing to throw bricks at the shop, but at least he stood up for you. At least he tried to, put out a message that we're gonna defend black women. He bought a whole he bought some black men out there to put in work, but black women still kept going to that store where they was still getting disrespected. So it's like,
Mm-hmm.
wow.
Yeah, they did the same thing with Gucci.
Until it happens.
Me personally, I've been asking for this. Obviously, Wallace, you said I've been asking for this, like something like a black conference. I know I said mostly men, but a black community conference works as well. That we need to get together. We need to talk about our shit. We need to get shit that we settled with. We need to talk about everything that's on the table, where it's going on, what's going on in the black community, the attitude towards the homophobic attitudes towards LGBT in the community. We got to talk about everything, put it on the table. Like it's going to be uncomfortable, but we're going to have to talk about it. This is kind of what I've been wanting. So like, and just like everybody else, I did like well, I know a lot of people didn't like the conference. Me, I said it was a start of something. But I've also said if you didn't like the way the conference is, why don't you go and do it? Tariq Nasheed is the one person that is going to put his money where his mouth is, and like Paula said, he's been on track on record. And the hidden anytime he said Hidden Colors was going to drop, he dropped the Hidden Colors. He's been a man of his word as far as I've seen. So, like, I don't see why people are not trying to do this, especially like. Don't get me wrong. I don't have the problem with the LGBT and their whole conference, their town hall meeting. They had all the presidential candidates. I don't have a problem with it because that's what they're supposed to do. I said black people should have been doing that. It's okay to have the celebrities there, like T.I. Killer Mike, because a lot of them know what they're talking about. But at the same time, none of them was running for president. If you would have had someone like a Kamala Harris or Cory Booker or Joe Biden there talking about black issues and 10-point agenda, like the LGBT was talking about the LGBT 10-point agenda, then we wouldn't really be complaining or having a problem. Now that someone's doing it, why are y'all complaining? It's like, what do you want? You damn if you do, you damn you don't.
But that's the black
And
community,
also,
though.
We
Damn
have
if
to
you
have the
do and
right
damn if you
message.
don't. That's the
Yeah.
black
Also,
community, though, and you know that.
real quick, there was actually another conference that was hosted by a woman named Yvette Carnell and another guy named Antonio Moore, and it was called the ADOS conference that they had recently. And according to them, the conference went really well. They had, I think they extended invitations to all the presidential candidates and shit, but none of them showed up. I think the only one that showed up was Marianne Williamson or whatever her name was, and she showed up. But like other than the candidates not showing up, the event ran pretty smoothly. So I just think Tariq is trying to piggyback on that and also put in another conference. So this is going to be the second conference that's focused on black issues.
anyone else have anything to say about it?
Nope.
No.
No. Any last words on it before we move on?
I hope it goes well.
Well, I guess that's it. All right, let's talk about the Popeye. What happened? Everybody knows what happened with the Popeye stabbing. The Popeye's chicken is back in effect. Me, I haven't gone to a Popeyes because I knew this shit was gonna happen. I seen it last time where like niggas just across the line for the Popeyes. So I'm like, I'm staying away for this shit till it dies down. But obviously, someone got stabbed over it. So I guess, what are y'all thinking about all this shit over some damn Popeye's chicken sandwich?
I don't think it was. Go ahead.
Sorry, I heard actually that, not heard. I read that the guy didn't get stabbed over the sandwich. He wasn't even in the place. I'm not too sure what to believe, but I'm being told that that's not actually what happened. So I don't know. But if say the scenario is true that it did happen, it's just ridiculous. I've been posting and going off about this chicken sandwich all week because people are buying excessive amounts of these goddamn sandwiches. And I think it is really good, but it is not that good to be buying 17 sandwiches at once.
Wow, that's
Like,
a lot of money. What my calculator?
calm
They
down.
trying to sell. They're really trying to sell it. They're trying to sell
which
it.
I don't understand. And I don't understand why it's not disappearing. It's permanently on the damn menu. So like, if you're seriously buying from people that's doing that dumb shit and they're overpricing it, saying like, $7, you're an idiot.
Mhm.
Because you can literally get it yourself. It's not like it's rare stock like the first time. Like, it's like stupid stuff like this is what annoys me.
One of the
And
managers at the Popeyes talk about, she tried to get in contact with corporate to get them to make a separate line for people that just want chicken sandwiches and a line for people that just want the rest of the shit from Popeyes. And I was like, oh,
They
okay.
must have said no to that.
They told her no because they said that the way they build their the way they designed each, like, Popeyes building or whatever, it's not designed for specific lines necessarily. It's designed for first come first serve. So if 14 people that came before you that want a chicken sandwich, then you're gonna have to wait for 14 people until you can get your 3-piece and a biscuit.
But if everybody's coming in line for the damn sandwich, why not
Everybody not in the line
separate the
for the
line?
yeah, but everybody not in the line for the sandwich. That's the crazy part.
Yeah, and that's why
right,
she
because
And
was
they have 2 registers or 3 registers.
right. They
it
do.
depends where you go. Yeah, 2 or 3, 2 to 3.
Mm-hmm.
No
Yeah,
less than two.
they they be having two in most cases, but I know somewhere it just be like one. But that's mostly if it's like if you see Popeyes in like a mall or something, you may see one, but even then it still might be two.
Mhm. On I heard the same thing about X about the stabbing. Like, there's one report said he cut the line, but I'm sure it could have been him passing through the line. If somebody got smart, um, I think people need to learn de-escalation growing up.
Hmm.
People be wanting to fight over everything nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
As they say on Boondocks,
And stab. I don't want to
Yeah,
shoot and
right.
stab,
stab.
shoot.
Like,
Actually,
damn.
yeah, actually, Phil, you brought up something very, very, very important. De-escalation. That shit is non-existent in the black community. I'm sorry, I gotta tell the truth. We don't de-escalate shit. A nigga step on our shoes and we ready to go to war. A nigga done
You
said
know what?
like so much
You
shit that
know
the
what? As I
smallest
got
shit
older,
set a nigga off, and it's so annoying.
but you know what, Marlis? I wanted to agree with you, but as I got older, I think it's the younger you are, the more likely all that stuff gets to you. Because after a while, I don't know. For me and some of the people I met, we started having attitudes, and then one of us like, "Come on, bro, it's not that serious. Let's calm down here." But maybe that's just my experience. But I do agree that there's not enough de-escalation in the black community, especially with people from who grew up in rougher areas. I'm gonna say that in the hood,
Hmm.
because something I learned about people, not just black people that grew up in the hood, but uh, anybody that grew up in the hood that I met, from Hispanics to even crazy white people to whatever, whoever grew up in the hood, I noticed something about them is if they have come to a point, especially if they've been to jail, because jail is a whole other breed. It's to a point where every little aggression is a threat to you, and it's because if you let one little thing slip, somebody's gonna take it for a sign of weakness. So one of the things we got to change is getting people out of poverty. But the problem in getting people out of poverty, everybody's focused on survival and not the long game.
Well, people don't even want to leave the damn poverty and the
Nope.
hood and the ghetto. But that's a whole nother conversation.
It
Actually,
is.
I don't know about that one.
You know
Exactly.
what? I'm gonna say yes because I made a post the other day
Mm-hmm.
stating how people complain about DC is not the same anymore.
I
And
think.
when people know, I've asked questions.
Uh-huh.
When people say DC ain't the same, they always talking about the ghetto shit. They
Yep.
always talking about these areas that were run the fuck down to the ground. Okay? That's what they talk about. Cause look at what they talk about with
Mm-hmm.
8th Street.
Mm-hmm.
The old 8th
Oh
Street. The old
yeah,
8th Street was burnt down. It was shabby. It was a mess. It was
Yep.
ghetto. Okay? Now you got some nice bars to go to, some nice little shops. What? It's too white. How is it
Yeah,
too
man.
white?
Yeah,
How
I
is
know.
it that us black people can
So
never live anywhere nice? Why can't we have this stuff, the same stuff too? Why
No,
is
I
it
want
white?
tattoos on my face and my
Why
dice
is it
game.
that only white
I
people
blame
can
Lil Wayne
live
for
in the
that.
area with a Whole Foods and a damn Gap and a nice bar? Why is it only for white people? Why is it ghetto black gotta be, oh, there needs to be a corner store with crackheads and dudes rolling dice in the corner?
I,
Oh, we only need to be going, we only need a ShopRite in some cheap ass rundown ghetto fucking grocery store.
Don't forget the
you
carry
know,
on.
Why is it that that's what black people only want for us? Why can't we live
I
A
nicer?
lot
don't
of
think this. Go ahead, Ray.
I feel like that's what
to
it
answer your
is
question.
because every time people
Mm-hmm.
say the old this, the old that, they say the same thing about New York. Don't get it twisted. They say the same thing in Brooklyn. I'm
I
like,
think.
what? You want everything to be hood for the rest of your fucking life?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm for
Who the fuck
gentrification.
want to be? Who the fuck want to be living in a neighborhood? You gotta keep watching your back because a nigga might stab you or shoot you for something that you got on.
Mm.
Why is it that's what the fuck we want to be used to and only live in?
Yeah,
Talking
I'm
about some
sorry.
To
the
answer your
old DC. Fuck out of here.
Yeah, like I don't miss
Fuck
old
the
answer your
old
DC.
question,
Where
DC.
I
I'm
think a
from.
lot of people. Go ahead, Mark. Go ahead, Mark.
No,
Nah, it's just
let Ray finish.
go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
All right, to answer your question, I think a lot of people are just institutionalized. I feel like a lot of people, when they grow up, that's all they see is a lot of game bag. Probably a lot of people they see a lot of game bag, especially Berry Farms. Berry Farms, towns like Berry Farms and Forest Creek has a lot of bad reputation to it. So it's what they used to and what they see. And I do feel like a lot of black people from the ghetto feel like they don't deserve anything good. I do,
I
and
have
it's
met
like
some
that.
people
It's
like that. I have met some
yeah,
people like that.
yeah, it's like, what do you need? Like, especially when you try to do better for yourself. A lot of them, they have this attitude. What the hell? You try to do better for yourself, nigga? You don't like what you got around here? You ain't. It's like, and when you tell them no, it's like, what the fuck is wrong with it? I said, nigga, there's a crackhead on every block. He was like, come on, bro. I've had these conversations with people who's just like that ghetto shit. That's all they know, and then I guess they just don't. Some people just don't want to change this shit, and
No,
a
and
lot
we
of
had
people.
these discussions at AI. We used to have these big discussions right there in the student lounge.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Hmm.
was
Yeah,
going off just like how I'm going off now.
yeah, and
It
a
ain't
lot of
because
people when
it
it
ain't I
comes
ain't
to
saying we gotta
gentrification,
be it ain't I ain't saying it gotta be Dior on the corner and PF Chang's or Clyde's right next door too. I ain't saying that. But damn,
Mm-hmm.
live a little nicer.
I would at least like a Wawa though. That'd be nice.
Well, Wawa's nicer now,
a
but
lot of
Wawa
people when
was
they
never
look at
all this nice.
a lot of people though when they look at gentrification, they know it's too nice, but they feel like it's too nice for black people. I've heard that
I,
saying. It's like that shit is too nice for me, and this
Yeah.
like or like
Yeah.
they say too rich for my blood. A lot of people
you
will
know
say
what?
shit like that.
Blackish just did an episode on being black versus being black and bougie versus being hood rich. And sometimes people get that elitist status, and I think that's what some people are trying to avoid. But that's not going to be everybody.
All right. So I heard what
Yeah.
all of y'all said, and I have an answer to what you just asked. Post traumatic slave disorder. Niggas is still slaves out here. We still got a
Mm-hmm.
slave mentality. We went through a whole bunch of shit with no fucking therapy. Niggas is still psychologically destroyed out here. That's why when they see shit, they don't wanna. They think they can't fit that, or you buy you know how like you would wear a really nice suit, and certain black people would look at you like, bro, what? This nigga think he better than us? That shit, like that. That's meant. That's like that doesn't make sense. If I
Mm-hmm.
see someone wearing a nice suit and that person look like me, the first thing I'm gonna say is, "Wow, that's a nice suit. I'm trying to get like you." You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
I
But
told somebody that outside of AI. So I'm
yeah,
trying to get like you.
yeah, I'm trying to get like you. Or I see you, black man. You working hard. You know what I'm saying? That
He
shit.
actually told me you can be better than he said you can be better than me. I
Yeah,
mean, don't
like
do.
you know what, X? I feel like the very same thing you said about why black people can't have nice things is the same argument when niggas call Russell Wilson corny for loving his wife and being good to his children.
That shit is always.
It's just niggas love ignorant shit to the point where they get some type of power from it because that means they don't have to be responsible for shit. They had nice shit, that means they gotta maintain it. That means they gotta keep it. They gotta keep it nice. And you know niggas is not trying to do shit nice. They just want that. They just want that one check and then keep it moving. One check and then keep it moving. We don't teach that. Oh man, instead of having one check that's going to last you this X amount of time, why don't we build nice shit that has legacy? That you know, once you maintain it and you keep the foundation strong, it's going to accumulate over time. Because that's what all these other communities do. When they open businesses, they don't just open that one businesses. They open that one business so that when another person from that country come, they can open a business, and then they can open a business, and then next thing you know, you're gonna have like 5 corner stores with the same Arab person. You're like, wait a minute, what the fuck? So,
you mean Subway?
yeah, exactly. There's a reason why there's a reason why there's always the same ethnic person in those very same stores that you go to. Or if you want if you answer the phone and you want some IT, it's a damn Indian every time. Why is that? Because they build for themselves. They know what they want to build for themselves, and they take that one lane and they stick to it and they gatekeep the fuck out of it. That's what Asians do when they come to America, and they put them near the black people, and then they start owning them little salons and shit like that. They do that same shit. They gatekeep the fuck out of the hair. They gatekeep the fuck out of the nails. So when and this is well documented, when certain black people want to get into that business too, they're finding out that the Asians damn near own the industry, and they can't get in because you're not Asian. Sorry.
No, there was actually a girl at AI. Was it AI? Who said she don't buy from Subway, and when she told us that, it's because they don't let black people buy in or own their own stores. You can work there, cool, but you having your own franchise Subway, nah, B.
I mean,
okay,
that's
their
just
cookies still good.
I mean, sometimes when I hear statements like that,
Mhm.
I'm just like, I need some proof. Like, I don't like to just hear just because
Mhm.
somebody said it's true, so believe it. Because
True.
I personally feel like a lot of times stuff like that is false. Why? Because somebody made a statement just like that too, and I did look it up, and there are some black people who do own Subway. It's not a lot of them. Why? Because they can't afford it. They said.
yeah.
And because sometimes
Yeah.
you waste a lot of money because Subway is actually not doing that well, and they're closing a lot of stores. So sometimes it's like when I hear people say that, I'm just like, okay, I'm not about to jump on this bandwagon because it may not be true. Because
No,
sometimes you just read a headline and you're like, oh hell no. You read it. Oh, actually, this is not even. Oh
this
wait,
is
that's
true.
not even what was even said in
Who
the
was it?
article.
You just pointed out. I remember who was it? I think Dr. Umar Johnson was on the Breakfast Club, and he said he talked to a banker one time before, and he said one of the problems, reason why they don't, it's not always a racial issue to why they don't loan out loans to black people. It just again priorities not trait. They give somebody a house loan and they got a car loan, and 9 out of 10 they're like that person not gonna give up their car before they give up their house for some reason, which is fairly backwards. But I've seen a lot of people backwards. Like I said earlier, I don't. As black folks, we're not always taught to think about the long term or the end goal. And this is just something I noticed. Like when it comes to building business, most businesses, especially black, 99% of businesses don't make it out of the first 5 years, or make a profit in the first 5 years to survive. And some people, and there's not too many black people really trying to put in that long term game because all they worry about is survival. Like when I worked at Target, they told us, build up your 401k. Take a little $50 here from every check. But some of the dudes in there, they got kids. Just trying to get out. They was like, nah, I need that $50 now. They weren't thinking about the long term, and that's one of the problems.
But at the
Now,
same time, it's also because of that damn minimum wage. Because if you're only taking home a $400 damn check, how the hell you saving any money?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That's
But
versus
like
I
versus
know a
somebody
lot
who's
of
taking home
people.
$2,300. Yeah, you could put a little 50 away.
I mean that 50 is taken front way before you even see it, like taxes for the 401k. But you have
But
to sign it up.
I know a lot of women who are from, the areas that are being gentrified, and like I remember speaking to them, back in the day when I was growing up or whatever. They were real comfortable with living like that. They weren't worried about nothing. They just knew that they had another kid, the system was going to take care of that.
Mm,
And it makes me fucking disgusted because I hate to see not just black women, but women go out like that. That they accepted that the government will take care of me if I just have another kid. And I can just take this check, take this TANA,
mhm,
take this welfare, the first through the eighth or whatever. I forgot the other days, but yeah, the first through the eighth, whatever. The first week of every month, their checks is hot, and they out here thinking they big balling for 2 days.
mm.
That's unacceptable. It pisses me off personally because probably for the rest of my life I'm gonna be in the middle. Not saying that I'm gonna be the richest guy in the world. I'm probably not gonna be like slack jawed poor, but as the guy in the middle, I'm basically supporting indirectly this woman's bullshit because my taxpayers' dollars is going to this lazy, stereotypical black woman with no goals and 5 kids and no
Oh,
male figure in the house or nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like that makes me mad. And I'm sitting here thinking like, you know, I have to provide for you. Whether you know it or not, that's where the money goes as well. And the fact that you're comfortable with being taken care of by everyone else's hard work is something that I personally cannot accept. I understand the
this is.
struggle,
Mm.
and I understand that some people just do not have it like that. Sometimes the world just kicks you in the titty and there ain't nothing you can do about it.
So
I
does
understand that. I
okay.
truly do. But when you choose to live like that, and especially in the black community where it's cool to live like that. It's cool to have your house to be the neighborhood house where everybody can smoke in, play cards, play dice, watch stolen cable. I've been in all these houses, and these kids are babies, secondhand smoke everywhere, strangers in and out the house, and strangers are raising these kids as well as, technology for what they have, and the mothers are comfortable with that because why? They're cool with letting people run in and out of their house and in and out of their lives. So we have to address and separate those who really need, you know, help from the beneficiary versus those who just don't want to do anything. Once
Okay.
you weed those out, I think we can make a great step forward into analyzing those who are with the shits and who are not. Because you know, we I'm not saying that everybody can't change, but there are some people that don't want change. They're cool
Mhm.
with living like that. So, and those are the people who are cool living like that that are being forced to move because they can't afford to live in the areas that people want to make nicer or gentrify whatever and have the property value go up. Those are the people that, like, I'm sorry, I don't feel sorry for you because you chose not to do anything. You chose to sit back and let this happen. You can't blame the white man for that. You have to blame yourself.
Okay,
I
so
agree.
I have this question. Well, but I do have this question. I do want to ask you. I don't know if I asked this before, but I'm gonna ask it again. If you would have, if you would, how would I say, redesign the hood that you came from? What was the first thing you would start with?
The
Like,
rec
if you
center,
want to make it to look better for Black people to live, where would you start at?
the parks and the rec center.
The apartments, in some homes.
I would take out corner stores and actually put
Hmm.
uh, places to buy food, not junk food.
That's a good one, Mark.
I was actually about to say the same thing Mark said because that shit's actually important. Like having a really good supermarket will help tremendously.
That's a good one.
I was
Yeah.
thinking, I was funny because I was thinking redesign gang culture to where instead of having them like selling crack, they can have them somewhat police neighborhoods because black people don't really trust police like that. And
Mm,
we can like do it like the Black Panthers did. They can like police the neighborhoods and be the good guys that the Black Panthers was trying to be and all that other stuff. That way we can have some type of
not
structure
trying to
and
be
then
where,
huh?
not trying to be where until one of them got addicted. I forget who.
I think it was Huey Newton. I'm pretty sure it was Huey Newton. But after that, I think and I probably would start with education too, because I feel like a lot of things it kind of revolves around people being educated, and a lot of people when I've seen this in like not even like shows like The Wire, but even like in real life, a lot of people like I can understand me. I would get good grades in school, but I have to really be interested. And the reason what, and if I wasn't interested, my grades would fall. And I feel like a lot of people are like that in school. It's just like sometimes school is just boring to them. It's not interesting. But if you put them in something that's interesting, you can see them succeed. So I would try to find a way to make school more interesting for kids to like stay in school. That way you won't see that many dropouts because the more kids drop out, they won't have nowhere to go. They're gonna go into the street.
That's why I said the rec centers and stuff. And now, as far as the education to make it an interest, it's a lot of things they've been saying we need to change about school. One of the reasons why private school is better is because it's not a lot of kids and they get more one-on-one time.
It's also it's very expensive.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's expensive, but I'm saying that. Yeah, but one of the things is that it's not. That's what probably why it's low numbers. But in public school, you got like what one teacher, depending on where they at, about at least
One teacher to every 30 kids.
yeah.
Yeah. And also in regards to the education, the thing that they need to learn first, because I mean, yeah, having a nice, not having math and all that shit is nice, but there's two things that I would prioritize when it comes to school.
Mm-hmm.
One, and I think the most important thing, knowledge of self. Know who the fuck you are. And not just on a historical level, but on a spiritual level. Because black people, we're very spiritual people. Like, that's just
Mm-hmm.
innate in us. So I feel like we need to learn knowledge of self through that, having pride for our culture, having pride for where we came from. Let Africa be like the foundation of our pride, and then we can go into our consecutive things. Oh, okay, I'm proud to be Afro Latino, I'm proud to be Black American, I'm proud to be from the Caribbean, but I know that my roots and my foundation are in Africa, and Africa is great because we got this and we got that and we got this and we got that. Let's teach that we weren't slaves. Let's teach that we were enslaved. We were actually people before, they came and bought us into ships and shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Let's know that even if we live in these certain areas, we still got family that we can connect with by virtue of that very same, slave trade and shit like that. So knowledge of self is so important. Like if we get that shit popping and if we have like proper love and knowledge for ourselves, then that would fix a lot of issues. And then number two, work study. Some people just don't like academics, and that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. If they don't like academics, put them into like welding, put them into like into like basic forms of engineering, plumbing, something they can work with their hands, or like for the girls if they want to do cosmetology, like a whole bunch of shit that you could do, like to have them like learn how to earn money very young, so they don't have to sit in class being bored all day and then getting into trouble because they don't know how to act or they have nothing better to do. Some kids, and I've seen, and I'm pretty sure we've all seen this. Some kids just aren't interested in academics; they just rather work. So I would put that in there too.
I agree, but I disagree because the spirituality knowledge itself is important. I'm not sure how they would implement that into the school system other than extending a history class and telling the correct stories and maybe having like a homeroom where they talk. But a lot of the stuff that you mentioned, that shit has to also start from home. If the parents are not instilling in their children where they come from and how important that is, they're not going to bring that to the school. You feel what I'm saying? Like some of that stuff has to be born in, not born with you, but it has to be embedded in you, as you're being raised by your parent. Like, for example, we have a lot of Hispanic and Latina, people out there who are of our age that cannot speak the language well or speak it at all. It's not being taught anymore. I have a friend, she cannot speak Spanish. She looks white because, I mean, she's just one of those pale Spanish people. But she looks white and she cannot speak a lick of Spanish. She knows basic Spanish like hola, adios, all that other stuff, but she doesn't know how to form any sentences. But her mother could speak Spanish. Her mother did not teach her daughter Spanish because she was afraid of her being, racially
Targeted.
profiled. Yeah, and yeah, and stuff like that because of the town they live in. So, my friend was never taught to love the Spanish community and where she comes from and have an identity of self. She just appreciates life and herself as a person, but not her culture. So while I agree it should be in schools to some degree, some of that stuff should also be in the house.
For sure.
I was actually speaking in the context of like a private school. Like if we had our own school in like the neighborhood in itself. But I do see what you're saying and I do agree with you that it
Yeah,
should start at.
and definitely like I understand what you mean about the private school. Like when you have a private school, we all went to AI. You can make your own damn rules. Like
Yeah.
you can do what the hell you want to do, but like it's no point in having a class for some kids where it's focused on knowledge of self. When they go home, their parents don't tell them where they come from. No, none of that. They just go, nigga, hand me that freaking bottle of liquor and call it a day or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like they're not
Um,
thinking about that when they go home.
I got a friend that lives in this butthole town in Jersey, this boondocks town in Jersey, like far from any city. All the kids are, one school up to the eighth grade, kindergarten to eighth grade, one school. It's a predominantly white town, she tells me. And this to back up Mark's point. It starts at home, and she said a lot of the kids, be it white or black, especially nobody's they use the school for a daycare, and none of the kids are getting properly, reinforced at home. She see one
Right.
kid, she see one kid at the school, then later that day, or when school out, just riding his bike by himself. Not too many people really care, and people don't take the time with their kids to do anything, be it homework or anything. Instead of understanding why the kid not getting it right, they get mad, thinking the kid just acting stupid or dumb. But that's
Hmm.
not the reason. I haven't gotten arguments with my brother about it one time, with my nephew, and all other things. Like, bro, you just relax. Like, you just need to talk to him. You
Yeah,
know.
like it's a lot that goes into that. I agree.
And I listened to a dude on a podcast, and he goes and talked to different colleges, schools, sports teams named Dr. Harris Thomas. And he said he was at a school one time, and this kid, he said, dude, kid, a giant for high school. And he was like, the dude was being real disrespectful to the teacher, tried to walk out, but him and a group of other administrators stopped him, and talked to him. And when they talked to him, when they finally talked to him, listened to him, he broke down. I think both his parents died when he was young, being raised by his grandmother or something. But the kid needed somebody to talk to. And once they talked to him, he was able to focus and get back on track. And that's what we need more of too. We need more of those type of teachers.
All right. Any last words before we move on to our next topic?
Nah.
Mm. I still love black people. We need to get together though.
All right. And funny you mentioned that. Good transition, Philip, because I've been trying to talk about this for like the last three podcasts, but I just never brought it up. So I'm gonna just ask this question the best way possible, and I hope I can get a good discussion out of it. If you were to grade the accountability that Black people have on each other, what grade would you give it?
Wait,
Uh,
Like
what's the question?
a damn zero.
Zero. I want to say two, because
Wait, what?
we hold accountability in the wrong aspects a lot of times. I feel like.
Okay. Uh this question is kind of hard for me because
Yeah.
on one hand, like I'm part of the black community. But on the other hand, I also got to take into the account my upbringing is different because I was raised in an African home. So it's like,
Hmm.
as where I sit at, I'm gonna say like C minus.
He gave it a grade.
I'll give it like a C minus because
I was
like
asking for a grade. That's why
Uh,
y'all gave me numbers.
hey, 0 being the worst and 10 being the best.
yeah, but I don't know. It just feel like in the black community, I think it's getting better slightly. I
Mm,
think because now information is getting there's a lot of information that's coming out because of social media, which is one of the gifts. Because as I said before, social media is either a gift or a curse. It depends on how you make of it. It depends on how you use it. It could be a tool of great or greatness. It could be a tool of evil. I feel like it's getting better slightly because there's a lot of information that's coming out, but obviously we still have a long way to go. Now, when it comes to accountability, and I gotta give a shout out to Ray because he showed me that video, and in this video, she was like, accountability is more for self. Like you're gonna have a very hard time trying to hold other people accountable when they can't even fucking hold a glass of water without spilling it. Of course, she meant that in a metaphorical way, but like the thing is when we're talking about like accountability, we have to realize what that means because it's not just it's easy for niggas to say hold them accountable 10,000 times a day. We done seen it with the Me Too movement. We done seen it with the Men Are Trash movement. We done seen it with like the LGBT when it comes to straight people, like trans people. Everybody wants to talk about this accountability shit, but when it come down to it, like how the hell am I supposed to hold another man accountable? I never met the nigga, never seen him before. I'm only hearing about what he did for the first time in a row. How am I supposed to hold him accountable? I can't. I don't know the nigga. Okay, I can sit down and talk to him. I can sit down and talk to my friends and shit. But it's up to them whether they're going to listen to it or not. And all of us here know some motherfuckers we don't talk to try to talk some sense to, and them motherfuckers is hard headed. They don't want to listen. They end up getting hurt anyway. Then they come crying to us. This happened, bitch. Shut the fuck up. If you would
And
have,
then at that point, you hold them accountable.
I mean,
Then that's when you say, and you see, what did we tell you? This is what happens when you don't listen, and now you need to be accountable for what your actions and learn from this experience, and don't do it again. That's when we jump on with the accountability part, because I feel like a lot of people don't are never held accountable for a lot of stuff.
hmm.
It's a lot of stuff that a lot of people like to put on other people, in my opinion.
and while I do agree that there's a lot of stuff we don't, there's a lot of stuff that's not to be that's not accounted for. I also believe that if you go people aren't as dumb as we make them seem to be. Like motherfuckers know not to rape. Motherfuckers know not to cheat on people. Motherfuckers know this is not something that needs to be said. This is not something that needs to be taught. Like this shit is wrong. So why is it why are we forced to become a keeper, like my brother or sister's keeper, if number one we don't know the motherfucker, or number two the shit that they did, they knew full well what they was doing. They probably did it on purpose with no remorse whatsoever. They knew what they was doing, and you throw around, okay, let's hold them accountable. Okay, let's hold them accountable. But the motherfucker ain't gonna listen, or the motherfucker just gonna do him regardless of whether we hold him accountable or not. It might go in one ear and right out the other. That's a decision he gonna have to make, or she gonna have to make at the end of the day. So I don't really see how that really applies to me if someone does something and maybe okay, I talked to them before. Maybe I try to give them some game. They ain't listen. They wanted to do that shit, and like you said, there are a lot of there are a lot of shit we aren't accountable for. But I just feel like that just comes with you being a decent person in the first place. And there's a lot of people that's just straight up evil. And unfortunately, there's gonna be more evil people in this world. And we're going we already try our best to get get handle some situations and shit like that. We already try our best to put the information out. We already try our best to make sure that we're hanging with good, decent people who have morals and principles and values. But you'll never know tomorrow.
Hmm.
Anyone else
Well,
want to go?
well, in my opinion, when it comes to certain situations, I'm gonna start holding people accountable for certain things because I make those kind of posts on my damn Facebook all the time, and I get into it with people about it all the time. Just like the dude where some racist white guy called him a nigger. The guy said it in his truck. You're outside. Now all y'all are surrounding his truck. Then you want to do a roundhouse kick in his window and break that shit.
It was a heel
Glass
kick.
flying, glass flying, and everything. Okay, now
But
you're in
no,
now you're going to be in trouble because
you.
you just broke his window. He didn't touch you. Say the glass flew in his eye or it cut his skin. You could possibly be in jail now. Like you need to be smart. I'm gonna hold you accountable for something like that because it's like you weren't thinking. Now you're getting now you're being now you got a thing on your record or now you're being put in jail or whatever. Like no, you gotta think smart. So
This
it's like
is.
it's like small things you gotta be held accountable for because it's like you're not thinking. You're not using your brain. When it
Mhm.
comes to when it comes to uh what's another example? Walking around the mall and you go into a store and you got on a damn ski mask on and you want to know why people are looking at you and saying stuff. Sweetheart, if you worked somewhere and you saw somebody just walking in with a damn ski mask, I know you'll probably be sitting here thinking, "Oh hell no, what's going on? What are you doing? Why are you walking in this warm ass store with plenty of heat with your ski mask on?
About to set that off.
Take it off, please. I need to see your face. Thank you very much. This is a little Rite Aid. I don't know what's going on, but are we getting robbed? Because just hurry up because I'm scared. Like no, it's like small things. I feel like we need to be held accountable for. We need to be held accountable for how we're acting out on the train.
Oh my
Okay,
god. Oh
when I'm
my
going
fucking
home
god.
from work. Okay, you need to be held accountable for when you're trying to jump the turnstile for not paying, and when someone stops you and says, "Why are you not paying?" How are you cussing them out when you're the one who jumped it? You should have stayed your ass at home then. Okay, because now you're just making trouble for yourself.
Hmm.
Okay, be held accountable for when you're at school and you're acting a fool. You're sitting there starting stuff in the hallways and this and that. No, it's a lot of things, and we always pointing our finger at somebody else. No, it's you. It's you right here, right now. This is what's going on. It's you. It's not them. Okay. Not everyone is out to get you, and that's a fact. Not everyone is out to get you, and you can't keep saying, "Well, I feel like they did that because I'm black." No, they did that because you look fucking suspicious. No, they did that because you just fucking cussed this lady out and called her a fucking bitch. Now they're kicking you out the store. Now they're writing you up. Now they're writing up a referral at the principal's office because you don't know how to keep your mouth shut. Oh, but it's just so many things I can go on and on about that I can't even think of right now. But I just feel like it's a lot more things that people need to be held accountable for.
You know what I like about what you said? I like how in all of those cases that you mentioned, it was something specific. It wasn't generalized or nothing. You went straight to the point. You found the source of it, and it was specific, it was laser focused. This is what the fuck you did, and you are going to be
Yes.
held accountable for it. That's what I like. But it's like what I'm seeing other in other cases, everyone wants to generalize everything. And like my stance is that that shit doesn't work. It invites deflection. The more time you generalize or you make, blanketed ass statements, the more time you're going to spend talking to people who are offended because of what you said more than the shit that happened in the first place. So I just feel like a lot of people miss the point by not using the correct language. But I'm listening to you and you're using the correct language and it's something specific and it's something, okay, yes, that's wrong. Boom, we're on point. We're focused on what actually happened instead of what
Yes.
a fucker done said. So I
Yes.
appreciate that.
Yes. Because back to like what you're saying about what someone says, y'all know I'm all for somebody getting slapped up,
Right,
getting they shit punched out. I'm all for it. But
right.
sometimes you just got to think, is it worth going to jail just because he said you black bitch? Say
Yeah.
your mother and turn around and
Your
leave.
mother. Hey, say your mother again.
Say your fat white pig looking ass mother who sits there and eat and chew on tobacco. Say something back. But when you want to get physical, that's what makes me mad, because it's like this is not going anywhere. Why? Because you assaulted him. You assaulted her. They did not touch you. They said something racist to you. You're hitting them. There is no law that says if somebody who's not black calls you a nigger, you are allowed to hit them. Until that law comes, you need to keep your damn hands to yourself. Because now you don't know what kind of court you're gonna go into. You don't know what kind of jury you're gonna have, and you could possibly be in jail for a damn year. All because someone called you a nigga and you just had to punch their fucking lights out. Now they missing teeth, their lip is gashed, they in court crying their white tears. And what are you getting out of it? Well, because you punched a person that said nigger?
I think
No,
people feel like
you got to
professional
think.
violence.
You got to
I
think.
feel like
I don't
people
care what
people
anybody
think
say. Ain't no
that by using
excuse.
violence it solves
As
something.
much as the fucking word you fucking use, how is that word so sensitive all of a sudden? If we
Yeah,
didn't use the damn word, it would be taken more serious, I think. And I'm always gonna say, because once in a while I do slip up and say this fucking Negro, but I don't really say nigga, but I say Negro. But if we wouldn't use that word so much, I feel like we would be more sensitive to it. But I think it's just simply because the person is just white. A lot of people just
No,
be like,
there's some
huh,
people.
what? You said nigga? I'm
There's
like,
some people. There's
girl,
some people who
bye.
hate Spanish people to say it too.
Yes, even though they keep saying Spanish people supposed to be black too. Okay, which one is it? Which one
yeah.
is it? Is it
I have a
are they going
friend.
to be
He doesn't
black
like
with us,
anybody saying
or
that.
are they going to be colored people with us, or not? Because one moment you want to say a Dominican fucking black, and then all of a sudden
And
they
then
say nigga, you ain't black, bitch. Okay, well,
Right.
which one is it, Huffa?
Yeah.
Which one you want to? What side are you going to choose?
Yeah.
No, people
Because
need, and that's another thing people need to be
yeah,
held accountable for too. Shit, stop that whole Spanish people. I never said Spanish people was black. Okay, not all of them fucking black.
not all of them.
So I'm not saying none of them. I'm just saying you're Hispanic.
yeah.
That's the culture you are. You're in from a Spanish country. You are Spanish. I am not calling you black. You are from a Spanish country. Okay. And if you say
Okay.
nigga to me, I'm gonna call you a word that you're not gonna like. That is for Spanish people that you will understand.
So,
I bet you'll close your mouth then.
hmm.
Right? Okay, bitch. Watch your mouth. Like, no, I'm not allowing you to say nigga either. Because I don't like the damn word. Because
Yeah.
I tell
Because
black people too, I'd be like, who the fuck you calling nigga? My name's Xavier. Watch your fucking mouth.
yeah. Because it's just a lot of people feel like they can solve that issue of using the word with violence, because
Hmm.
violence shows that you don't go for shit, you ain't gonna take shit, so you're gonna hit people for saying it, but they don't think about the repercussions, because again, like you say, just acting without thinking. If you punch somebody in the face for saying nigger, it's like, oh crap, he ain't going for shit, like he knocked that dude out, blah 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 blah. But nobody's thinking about the long game. Nobody's thinking about where that one punch could have you end up in the next 2 years. On the other note, I have a friend who doesn't like anybody using it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he doesn't want black people to use the word, nigga. He doesn't want Spanish people to use it. It just doesn't make him feel comfortable. And, I say nigga all the time, and I have
Yes.
I have to work on that because
Mm-hmm.
nigga to me is a noun. It doesn't mean anything to me. Like nigga is just another term for she or he to me. But I understand how it makes some people feel. Me personally, I do have to work on that.
Yep.
I, Out of respect for my friend who does not like that word, I do my absolute best to not use that word. But he knows that word it's gonna be a while before that slips out of my vocabulary. So he may not call me out on it if I say it once or twice. Four times he like, Mark. I'm like, I know, my bad. But when it comes to using that word, you have to know your room. There are some white people that have, their quote unquote nigga card and they can say it. But the folks who do have that card or whatever you want to call it, they don't know the room. Just because your black friends next door say you can say it, you can't go to their friend's house using that word because they probably don't know Matthew, or Maniac Matt, as they call him, that he can use the word nigga. They don't know anything about Maniac Matt. They know Matthew from school, the white boy. So you don't know who's going to accept you to use the word. But if you want to play it safe, don't even really use it if you want to play it safe. But if you want to get buck wild and use violence to someone who's of a different race calling you, the hard ER or, just the GA, whatever you want to call it, you got to think about the repercussions.
I'm not even going to lie to you. I, I I say it. You know what I'm saying? Shit.
Mm-hmm.
That's it's just
Yeah, like
it is what it is.
yeah, I totally understand. Like, and Xavier, nodding his head, saying because he knows he calls me out all the time,
Yes.
and he's just like, "Bro, change up your vocabulary." And I'm thinking like he's right, but I don't know why the hell I cannot stop saying nigga. So I'm gonna work on it, but
Yes.
until
Because
then, I know
I
I'm gonna
get
get.
embarrassed. I don't care. Not. It's not even. I don't even know if it's embarrassed. I
It's
just
not
feel.
really. It's just
It's.
more
I
so
feel
annoying that
weird,
like
especially when it's an area where it's a lot of white people. Because you're saying niggas so much, they're all looking like okay,
yeah, and it's like, does
and
he
it's
know
like,
any other
man,
word?
trust me, he knows other words, but it's like, I don't know. It's like I don't like it around anybody. But specifically when we're in an area where there's a lot of white people, it's like I don't want that attention of someone be like, nigga, nigga, nigga. No,
Right.
Which is
no.
why I'm very happy that I was raised in an African home because I could just throw on my accent and just let it go.
Yeah,
No.
Like,
I
how are you
understand.
today? I'm like,
That's
I'm fine.
why.
How are you?
Yeah, that's why. Like, I can't get mad when someone calls me out. Like, yo, Mark, really? Do you not know another word? I'm like, I
Yes.
do.
And I know you do.
Yeah, like I do, but it's just so hard. So
I'm trying to replace the word nigga with Bama.
but Bama's so old. I gotta think of something else like
Shut up, Marky
noob.
Bama.
Shit, nigga old too. Find
Yeah,
something else to
It
yeah,
say.
is.
yeah. Nigga is old. Yeah, you're right. I
I just,
gotta
you know what, but at the same time, it's like, when are artists going to stop fucking using the damn word?
Never.
Never.
That's
That's
what
what
I'm waiting on.
sells.
I'm waiting on these
Remember, they tried
artists.
to bury the N word at one point, and then they dug it back up.
Yeah.
We need to do what Ray said. Let white people say it. It die quick.
Oh Lord. No, it'll be a
That
riot.
would probably start World War Three.
Yeah, that's gonna be World War Three. It's gonna
And I
be
don't think
who
and I
gets to
don't think
say
it,
All
nigga.
I'm saying is, if we can get it to the point where it sounds corny that you using it, then I'm pretty sure we've done our job. But like the dab, I don't know why white people are holding on to the fucking dab. I don't know about that because white people are just holding on to the dab. And know the dab is corny,
Oh
but
yeah,
they
yeah,
doing it
yeah. No, they're not
like
giving that
I
word
think
up.
white
We
people doing
lost
the
that.
dab and they know it's corny.
Yeah, but no, the word nigga is not gonna go away when white people start using it. It'll be a
It was a
war,
joke, Mark.
and it'll. No, 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 no. I know it's a joke, but I'm saying like literally, I wholeheartedly believe there'll be some kind of social outbreak about that.
Oh yeah.
There's no way that will slide. There will be Popeyes chicken sandwiches, knives, and everything in this
That's not
social
funny.
war. There's no. Mm-mm,
I'm
mm-mm.
sorry. When you said that, I fucking thought of the RDC skit again, where that nigga drive by and throwing fucking Chick-fil-A sandwiches. That
Yeah.
shit
Oh
killed.
yeah, yeah. You want to spice it?
You want spicy? You want-
But yep, that's that.
What do you want? Yeah. Oh man.
Ray got disconnected again, so give him a second. This main internet going through.
Trash.
Yes, we need to slap his internet.
His internet looking like my Popeyes chicken sandwich because I ain't had no Cajun mayo on mine, no spicy nothing on my shit.
Yo, I actually went. Mark and was able to get one today because it was raining. And I was like, I'll try the spicy. You know, I don't like spicy food, but let me try it. Everybody, I was like, that wasn't spicy at all to me. So I know people who like spicy food must be
Yeah,
mad.
I feel like if you're going to get the chicken sandwich, please do not get classic because you might as well just go to Chick-fil-A. Try the spicy. They got their own little flavor and the little sauce. Just try that.
But I'm saying it's not even spicy to me, and I don't eat
Oh no,
spicy
yeah,
Oh yeah, it's not spicy.
No, it's
No,
yeah,
not.
food.
it's
I had
not.
a little kick and a little buzz, but I was like,
exactly.
Yeah, and it's
I was
But it
okay.
like,
does taste better though. Like whatever the sauce is kind of strong in a way. Like it does have a lot of flavor, but it's
Right.
not spicy.
I wish I could have
nah.
tasted the sauce.
I I felt a
They didn't put
little
any on
buzz, and I
mine.
was like,
Popeye.
I know people who love spicy food must be really mad at this sandwich because that was not.
But at the same time, it's like you said, it had like a slight kick, which I'm just like, you know what? I'm glad it just has a slight kick because I don't like when things are just a little too spicy
Mm.
and you can't enjoy it.
I'm still trying to get y'all to do the wings of challenge, but nobody wants to
Mm-mm.
I'm
do
not
it.
getting the
The what
ultra
channel?
shit.
The wings of death,
Nope.
the hot one.
Mm-mm.
You see the word that's in that sentence?
Okay.
Yeah. Not
I
doing
don't
it.
know. I don't like doing them spicy challenges. I like doing like
You eat a lot or you eat a
yeah,
big thing,
yeah,
right? Uh-huh.
those.
Cause
Yeah.
those things are when they're just too spicy. Who has time to be feeling like you gotta throw up?
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Oh,
Juicy.
hey X, I don't know if I sent it to you. I meant to send you the one where Gordon Ramsay did the wings of death challenge. That man was
Yes,
dying. He was
you talking
dying.
about from that TV show, right? I mean, that TV show,
The
the web series on
yeah,
YouTube.
Hot
Yeah,
yeah,
one.
had one, had
hot
Hot
one.
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 Yes,
That's
Hmm.
what the
you know who
challenge.
was really good on there? Chelsea Handler was really good. She
Wale
handled
crushed it.
she handled those wings very
That's
well.
because Wale's Nigerian.
Yes, that's what they do. The wings of death challenge. Wale got to the end, did the last dab, took the bone, dipped it in the bottle, and kept going. It was like, this was nothing.
My African brother. That's right.
But my girl Taraji P Henson, she tapped out at wing five. Her bodyguard or her one of her somebody finished it. Her manager or somebody.
Mm.
I want to watch Shia
He was
LaBeouf
probably
do it.
hungry.
Oh yeah, he got one. He did it.
Uh huh.
I don't want to watch him do it
Oh
because I
yeah,
just
and
watch him.
Aubrey Plaza
Who's that?
from Parks and Recreation with the
Uh,
dry humor. She was really good too, and Holly Berry was good too.
oh, she did
Oh,
do it.
where she got one? I
They
gotta see
have
that.
no. Let me tell you, this guy has a lot of people
It's
that
10 seasons. The baby
it.
just did it.
Yeah, I don't care for
Mm.
him.
I know
I
you don't, but
like this guy. This show reminds me of something from like the early 2000s when a lot of celebrities used to do like normal stuff like this. Because I feel like a lot of celebrities, like big celebrities, they just don't do shit anymore.
also people really. Every now and then, you like every one video out of all the seasons, you get one or two people who are like, "You ask really good fucking questions. You some
Yeah,
good questions.
and they always like, you do your homework.
You
I'm
do
like,
your
yes.
homework."
He be digging up people's skeletons.
Chris Jericho
Oh,
had
that's
one.
Narwhal do it too. Narwhal do that too, where it's like
Right,
people
yeah,
run away
yeah,
from
that
Narwhal.
dude. Yo, that dude be bringing up shit from like people's past before they were even remotely famous, and they'll just be like, "How did you even know that?" He talked about the baby. He said
Yes.
something about his family or something like he used to do. They used to go somewhere or something, and he was like, "How did you even know that?"
My man, he be
That's
going.
because he's the ops, man.
He had my boo Nick Kroll on there.
Oh, they had Israel Elba.
Wanda Sykes was good too.
They had
She had
Israel
me
Elba. He got a
cracking
boom.
up.
That don't got popular. We getting video memes out of it now. Look at us. Just look at us. The two of
Oh
us.
my God, let's not talk about the
Oh,
baby.
and this is the show that had me to
What
look
the
at Kevin
fuck?
Durant and just roll my eyes because Kevin Durant was just blowing me on that thing. Talking about some he grew up in Southeast and he never went anywhere in DC with the monuments and everything. It just seemed so far.
Oh,
I'm
Far,
like,
yeah.
oh,
nigga, just go to fucking Union Station.
I'm like, you're blowing me because you're making it seem like people who live over there probably
Oh
just
shit.
never see shit.
I didn't even
Nigga,
want
that's
to
a
Kevin
red line
Durant.
all day.
I said, no, you just had sorry ass stupid parents who didn't take you anywhere.
I feel like almost
That's why
every studio there was some trying to take you to the damn monuments.
right, something.
Mhm. My only
But
suggestion is
Shit,
if you're going down
you
that
can't even
area,
go through DC and driving without seeing a damn monument. So how you
but not
not?
even that. You're right there in Southeast, so you're telling me you can't go to Anacostia and get off
That
at
nigga from
Mount.
Seat Pleasant. I don't want to hear that shit.
Okay,
That
Nigga,
nigga from
there's,
Seat
exactly.
Pleasant.
He had to say he grew up in Berry Farms.
there's a
hmm
whole
Uh,
fucking stop called the Pentagon. Like I pass the Pentagon every fucking day coming around.
Okay, all
but
he had to do was get off at Mount Vernon, or all he had to do was get off at what's the stop that's after LaFont Plaza?
Federal
Yeah,
train.
and go over
yes,
there.
federal.
That's all he had to do. Your parents, you tell me your parents don't have, you know, $5 for you on the train? Get out of here, boy.
And if you really want to save
Yeah, most of
money,
that shit's free anyway.
you can just bring a lunch down there, so you don't
Okay,
have to go buy anything.
bring your
Because
brunchables.
yeah, because I mean, no lie, once you go down there, if you don't want to spend money, there's nowhere for you to eat. So you
Okay,
better pack lunch.
okay,
Gotta pack a lunch.
because I learned
Hmm.
my lesson.
Yep,
I
yep.
do not want to
yeah,
buy that McDonald's.
I was trying to
And
find
and
something to
whoever
eat. There was
whoever
like
said Federal
nothing.
Triangle is after the Fountain Plaza, that's not it. It's Archives, Neighborhood Memorial.
Archives. All right, thank you.
Ooh, my favorite podcast is that.
All right. Does anyone care about Whitney Houston having a down low
I
relationship?
don't care. Ain't
I
my
feel like,
problem.
What?
let me tell you, people really don't care. They just want to
Yeah,
know. They just want to know the juicy hot topic.
yeah.
Let me tell you, because secretly, I sincerely believe people don't really care that people are gay. It's just that they follow the people that they're around and make all these
Yeah.
comments. But I sincerely feel like people probably are like, oh, I bet you she if she was able to live her lesbian lifestyle, she probably would still be here now.
No.
No, maybe she didn't mess with
What?
Bob. I don't know. I ain't gonna say Bobby
Nah, nah,
Brown
nah, nah,
because somebody
nah,
else could
nah.
have got
Whitney was the
addicted.
wild one. Whitney was the wild one. People will tell you, yo, Whitney was the wild one. It's not Bobby.
No,
I think Bobby gets the
I
blame.
stopped myself, right? I said, no, man, I'm not gonna say that because Bobby probably didn't get her. She probably. I stopped myself. I was like, you never know. People always put it. That's one of them double standards. They always put men fell on their own, but I've been seeing either or where their spouse has been the one that bring them down.
I mean, but Bobby always said that Whitney is the one who's been doing that shit before he even dated her.
Yeah.
And
I
when they
mean,
started dating, she was
according to like the movies and like most of the documentaries and shit, he was just a hoe.
Mm.
He was just fucking a whole bunch of women.
I
But
mean,
like the
but he was
hardcore shit,
Bobby.
Whitney
He
put him
was
on that.
Bobby fucking Brown. You know what I'm saying? Like back then, everybody wanted to be a Bobby Brown. He was
See,
that nigga.
you're starting to do that dumb shit. Don't use that because he Bobby Brown. That don't mean
No, that's what I'm
nothing.
saying. But that's why he was doing dumb stuff because he was Bobby Brown. Like that's why. And
Hmm.
as
It's my
simplistic as it
prerogative.
sounds, that's the mentality a lot of folks had, especially back then when you can, make a name for yourself in that matter, they were like, "Oh, well, I'm Rick James. I'm Bobby Brown. I can do
Oh,
this,
don't
this,
you
this,
know
and
who the
this."
fuck I am? You know who the fuck I am, right? I know a lot of people do. They have that attitude though. You know
Yeah, that's what I'm
who the
saying.
fuck I am?
And like I remember when Bobby talked about how wild when he was chilling in the house. She put the damn drugs on the table like that stuff was detergent, and just started doing it up. And he said, "What is this? What are you doing?" She said, "Oh, this is just something to get me right. Go ahead and try it."
Yeah, because you see, he never fell off looking like he's been doing drugs.
Nope.
It's always been Whitney.
And Prince called her out for that too.
Yeah, and and then when Whitney Williams confronted her on the radio show, here she
Oh
go
yeah, yeah,
going off like a true crackhead. Whitney
yeah.
is not even judging you because Whitney was doing it too, and she got off of it.
hmm
Wendy said, "I
Yeah,
know a crackhead when I see a crackhead."
yep. And she said, "What? What?
Yeah,
What?"
and then look at that. Come to find out, your ass is fucking doing that shit.
People
Scratching
can
that
say
neck.
whatever they talk about Wendy, but the one thing they cannot say about her is that she's not like she's successful. She's good at what she does.
Let me
She's
tell you something.
excellent at what she
When
does.
every time I make these statements on Facebook, no one got shit to say. How the fuck is it that you have such a problem that she talks about people and your ass sitting there talking about people your damn self,
Yeah,
and you're
They
not
just
getting
mad
paid
because she
for it?
doing it on TV.
You're not
yeah,
getting paid for it, and people love. This is what I hate about this generation. We don't know what Wendy was like back in the '90s, because trust me, we would have been entertained by it too. You notice there's a lot of young people that be like, "Oh, Wendy doesn't do this," and then some older people who don't even know about Wendy Williams because they didn't live in like the tri-state area and didn't hear about her radio shows. People are like, "Oh, all she does is talk bad." Okay, but you're talking bad about her now. So what makes you any better? Hmm? Aren't you talking about
hmm
her right now? Isn't this
she's
what you're
so
complaining
messy.
about?
She's
So
so
what?
messy.
Her
Like
show is
what?
her show is successful because of how many people watch it. Because Wendy's gonna give it to you good. And quite honest, Wendy doesn't even give it to you the way how she used to give it to you on radio because she can't talk like the way she really wants to talk.
How you doing?
Because because when Wendy Williams used to be talking about Diddy messing with men in Atlanta, and they used to have the bird hawk like it was certain motions, or they'll have a
I actually
dun
remember that. That shit is
dun
hilarious.
dun dun, like all that, and people would be sending her stuff. And the thing is, though, Wendy Williams, people would be sending Wendy stuff. Okay, people be calling in the show talking all this stuff, or I saw so and so this weekend. I saw this and that, telling all kind of stories. I'm like, y'all are just such haters. I said, Wendy Williams has a star on the Walk of Fame now. You can't tell me nobody likes her. Trust me, people love her a lot. People love her. She's very, and she's everyone loves her. So people be blowing me with that shit.
Why you getting mad at someone brewing the tea when all of y'all sipping it?
Okay,
First,
She met.
first off, I want to say this. Wendy Williams created a wave because now, like, some of the most popular YouTubers are one that actually does gossip shows or gossip channels,
exactly.
and they talk
I
about
hmm
mean,
celebrity
look
gossip.
at the
So
Breakfast
she
Club.
created a wave. Yeah, and yeah, and two, I used to listen to a show. She probably have the best soundboards I've heard in a long time because them shits is hilarious. Some of the soundboards she had,
Yes,
and
especially when she should be like what you just did, which you like with the
how
manual.
you doing?
Especially the thing where like duh duh, like that used to be the best. People used to be calling in with stories. She always been like this. She's always been like this. I mean, look at Irv Gotti. Irv Gotti said, even told people like, "Yo, Wendy was brutal on the radio." Before, like, she's not the same on TV because she can't really do it on TV. But I'm
No,
like, people don't
because
understand,
what she
and
said on the radio was so raw. Method Man still mad.
people
when
be mad at her, but they can't be mad at her because it's part of the game they're in. And
yeah,
then people love to say, well, Wendy loves to do this, but she can't take it. Who said Wendy can't take it? Where did you see Wendy can't take it? Is she crying? No.
I'm not gonna lie, the shit with her husband, I thought she took that shit well.
She took it very well. She could
yes,
take
she
a
She took
did.
joke.
that shit well.
The
She could
only
take a
thing that
joke.
they tried to catch her slipping up on was when they caught her without the ring and she tried to hide her hand. Everybody tried to go crazy about that.
Please. I don't give a fuck what no
I
one
mean,
say.
most people like that don't want to mind their damn business anyway. Like when that shit, y'all remember that fucking post with Dwayne Wade and how he said his 2 girls or whatever, and then niggas was over there, you know, trying to, man, what is he talking about? That's obviously his son, and I'm like, y'all mind your motherfucking business. God damn, it ain't got nothing to do with you.
Okay, I mean they're legit getting upset. I'm like, who cares?
I don't care.
I'm like, y'all know you're under his post, right? You're under his post.
If the boy wants to wear high heels, nigga,
You
wear
know
the
what, X?
heels you can.
Them
I'll clap
them
with your
them
money.
damn them damn ugly ass wedge sneakers.
You know what, X?
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
X, you just reminded me
I
of
didn't
this.
have I didn't have a problem with him wearing the shoes, but I did say the shoes are ugly as fuck. Thank you, thank you,
Them damn
Xavier.
shoes ugly as hell.
Oh my god, that shit bugs. Oh
I feel
man,
like that's a trigger for
maybe
you, Ray. Ugly clothing in general is just that's your peeve, ain't it?
open toe sandals is like the biggest pet, especially if you got ugly feet. And not to talk about a little kid, but that little nigga got ugly ass feet.
How your feet looking, Ray?
Huh?
Yeah.
I
How
look
your
at
feet
feet.
looking?
I look at
No,
feet.
how
I
your feet
mean,
looking?
Huh?
How your
X,
feet
there be
looking,
some
nigga?
people.
My feet look like
There be
shit,
some
but that's why
people.
I don't wear open toe sandals. Yours, I know my feet look like shit. I tell people. I said, but that's why I wear shoes.
Hey, yo, can we talk about Ray J trying to supposedly his
What's the Wayne Wade? Look, what's the Wayne Wade Instagram? Oh,
I think it's D Wade. I think it's D Wade or his full name. I don't know.
is it D
Yeah.
Wade? No, that ain't. It is not.
Shit, I be talking about Kevin Durant's hockey sticks as fucking feet.
Listen. Kevin Durant looks a damn mess.
go?
No,
Oh
those
my!
no fucking KD's feet. He got flamingo toes.
They are
That nigga,
long as fuck.
that nigga be trotting across the court like a
He
fucking
wants to be
flamingo.
La Cienega so bad.
I was about to say that. Yo, he got them Los Angeles Boulevard ass shits.
Yo, he do. His fucking feet are so damn big.
I said, I'm pretty sure if he jumps in the pool, them shits is like propellers and shit.
Yo,
Motherfucker be
I hope.
swimming like a goddamn scud missile with them damn feet. Oh my god.
Why are we roasting him to the grounds?
This is what we do when we get offended by people's looks. We just roast the fuck out of them.
Did Dwayne? Oh, I was spelling his name wrong. That's why.
I'm looking for that picture now. Did he delete it?
Nah, he probably did. I don't even know why them niggas do that shit anyway. Because when Shaq posted his, he killed the internet.
Yes.
That nigga wears size 37, right? I forgot.
No, I
Looks
think it's.
like a
I thought it was the
22.
18.
No, it was a 20. No.
I don't know. That's some big ass feet. That's
Shaq wears some big ass. I think they're like a size 22.
Shaq is not real. I
Mm-mm.
keep thinking this nigga snuck out of McDonald land because he ain't nothing but grimace sometimes. I swear I
That's
be thinking.
Dr. Shaq to you. Dr. Shaquille O'Neal.
I'm pretty sure
uh,
Shaq's feet can burn holy water. That's how bad they are.
Yep. Shaq was a size
but
22.
all right, since we on the topic of roasting people, I've been wanting to say this for a long time. Whoever dresses Tisha Campbell Martin needs to be fired. If it's
Oh,
her damn self, she needs.
Wait,
If I
you talking
see her
about
come out the
Gina?
house with another dumbass hairstyle,
Wait,
I'm going. Oh my god!
are you talking about Gina?
Yes,
Hold on, let me
yes.
see. Let's go to her IG.
I wonder.
She looks terrible.
Yeah, Shaq was a size. I'm on what size shoe Wilt Chamberlain wear because
She looks bad.
that nigga tall as shit too.
She don't look that bad. Calm down.
No, but
Yo,
she do. She's
she
not.
came out one time with the same
I mean,
hairdo
like
as
she don't look
Jermaine
like a
Jackson,
crackhead,
and I was
but she's
like,
not
oh my
aging
god.
well. She's not. She don't look like a crackhead, but she's not aging well.
She just doesn't take nice pictures like that. But when you see her on video, like on camera or just like talking to her phone, she looks decent. She's like 50 years old now.
Yeah,
Why the fuck
I
she
get
got on
it.
this Willy Wonka hat?
No, she be blowing me
Yeah, but
though,
when she
because you
takes
know
pictures,
now
I'm
that she
not gonna
got
lie. When she takes pictures, her skin look like New England clam chowder, and I just
no
can't stand
bye. No, I can't.
it.
I don't know what it is, but sometimes it looks like her eyes be bulging out her skull,
Yo, yep.
and it be
Sometimes they
looking
look
like she has
bulging.
Graves' disease, and then she be
Sometimes they
giving
look.
me camel, and
Yeah.
then she got the side of her head shaved, and she put all that fucking weave in, and it be looking
Hmm.
all crazy, looking like a damn. I'm
She's
just not
like
gonna.
something out
I'm
of
not gonna
Wonderland.
roast her.
She had the same
'Cause-
fate as Cameo in that Candy video. I'm telling you,
Bye.
that's oh,
Just like
just
Candy,
like Cameo.
and around and I.
Oh
This is
my
what
Every
I
time
god.
you
feel
go up
like.
to her, you go,
Yeah.
oh, strawberry, raspberry, all those good things.
She has a gap at the bottom of her
Okay.
teeth. Oh.
That must have just
Hmm.
came because I don't remember it looking like
Yeah, I
that
don't
on
remember that.
Martin.
And she taking all these up close pictures with that thing.
Lord Jesus.
All I know is the moral of the story is
It looked
Pam
like
won.
a
Shout out to
pumpkin's
Pam.
face.
Shout out to Pam.
And I know she found her half sister. Her half sister giving Dyke. I was like, oh, okay. Mm.
Ooh.
It's almost like she loved her news. She loved her sister. Girl, bye.
Why in every picture Tisha Kent wearing these shirts that just show all cleavage? Her boobs look clear.
Mhm.
They
Well,
look like
she's
egg.
50.
Yeah, but they look like egg yolks. Like they.
Everybody breast can't sit up all their life unless you got fake boobs.
Mm.
Oh my god.
Trust me, I ain't gonna go there.
I said
No.
I'm pretty sure them joints look like convenience store pocketbooks, so I'm not even gonna even look at them.
No, Xavier, check your fucking phone.
Why are you roasting her so
No,
much?
no, 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 no. You have to see this.
I don't know. I've always been a fan of Tisha Campbell Martin. Both her and you know what I mean?
Yeah, really. Oh shit!
You killed him.
Yo,
Yo, anyways,
You killed him.
he's done for. He's
He
done for.
died.
I don't know why. I just feel like having a roasting session on these celebrities. Some of these celebrities.
It's like what Kevin Hart said. Sometimes you need someone to tell you no.
Oh my
That's
God.
not good.
Wait. Before you shut this damn podcast down, can we talk about Kevin Hart's little video so people can feel bad for him? Showing him getting back to normal.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I don't feel bad for him.
Are you talking about him walking?
bad?
No, I don't. Because
You thought
this
that was
is,
a good
I
video?
always said something is going to happen, or something needs to happen to Kevin Hart to sit his ass down somewhere. I've been saying this forever. And finally it happened.
I concur.
I've been saying that
Wait, what
because
was? Because I know he
Kevin
got into that
Hart,
accident, but what was the
he's
video?
been, just showing him limping around, getting acupuncture, being wrapped up in the bed,
Oh my
What
looking
video you
pitiful and
watch? I didn't see
sad.
that. I didn't see that video. I
I
see the
was
one where
like, okay, well, I'm like,
I
that's what you
seen
get.
it. I
I
seen it.
seen the one where he was like showing his
sit his
progress
ass
from
down.
getting fucked up.
I was like,
To,
that's what you get. I'm okay when I say that's what you get, but I'm like, you needed to sit your ass down because he was getting fucking cocky and he was getting ridiculous and showing out too much and thinking he's so fucking cute and thinking he's the man. Okay, cheating constantly. See,
So both his wives.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, who else needs to sit his ass down is what's the guy that cheated on Khloe Kardashian?
Oh, Tristan Thompson.
Oh,
Tristan
fucking
Thompson. He needs
yo!
to
It's
lay
gonna be a
down.
long time for that man to get caught.
That nigga 6'10" and trying to sneak around cheating. That nigga dumb.
He too big. That
That
nigga too big
nigga
to sneak
too
around.
big.
Nigga, we can see you. You right there. Who is that? That's not Chloe.
That's got to be the worst cheater I've ever seen, bro.
But the thing is though, that nigga get away scot free.
I don't
Y'all are so
understand
dumb.
that. I don't understand that.
Now, I don't know who's more game goofy, Khloe Kardashian or the mama.
Khloe Kardashian.
Yo, because
Yeah, I would go with
Chloe
Chloe.
went off on Jordan Thompson. You kissed my man. Jordan said, what? I just seen him at a party. No, you kissed him. You kissed him. He tried to kiss me. It don't matter. Tristan just sitting there like, I thought everybody was going to eat the chips.
And I'm sick of that Jordan bitch too. The
She's
fuck,
so-
Damn.
the fuck she getting famous for? For what?
For being the
In
home
the
record.
side chick.
Yeah,
And
plus,
then,
in the
as
side
well,
chick.
probably.
people and then people are seriously defending her actions after she admitted to kissing him. She didn't tell Khloe.
No.
People told Khloe. She didn't tell her.
Mm-hmm.
Tell my son.
man.
I was looking out there dying, and suddenly I was kissed. Girl, bye. Fuck outta
She
here.
made it seem like a kiss suddenly was pressed upon her in the wicked
Like it was
sweet
something
grin.
quick. I'm like, no, Tristan is pretty good looking, and he tall and got muscles. No, bitch, you know you was doing more.
Yeah,
You was
you gave in
lusting.
just like everybody else did.
Fuck out of here.
You was lusting.
That party was a party where there's supposed to be no phones. See, I can't. This is why I don't even want to be famous to the point where I'm associated with people like that, because I don't even know what could probably be going on in these parties.
Oh, you already know.
All kind of gay stuff and all kind of nasty stuff. Like all these celebrities that's doing stuff with regular people. I don't have time, especially that Chris Brown over there doing crack cocaine and whatever the fuck he be doing. And then
But
as
you
soon
can't even blame Chris Brown. He undecided.
shit,
I'm undecided.
all these damn celebrities raping
You
people.
like it when you see?
He don't know if he
Like-
want to get himself together. Or
Yeah,
go
but yeah,
back
then
on
all of a
the
sudden now Jordan after she get her damn lipo and her tummy tuck and shit, she want to act like she Miss Black now and hanging out with who was she with? Megan Thee Stallion? Was it
Yeah,
Megan
she
Thee
was with
Stallion?
Megan Thee Stallion and Trey Songz.
Yeah, girl, you wasn't hanging out with people like that before.
You
Yeah,
was
I
not.
remember she made that video, or no, it was a
Okay.
tweet talking about she got racially profiled. And she said, "Is this what people go? This what black people go through? This is my first time." I'm like, what?
Wake up, nigga. Yo, your nigga wake up phone right there.
Shit. And people talking about something now. What do you mean she's finally being around her people? I said, girl, she was not hanging out with no kind of black people like no Meg Thee Stallion.
Exactly. Yeah, she got.
She was
thrown
sitting there
over
with
the
her
wall.
fat rotund ass with that badass fucking weave, okay, hanging around looking like Kylie Jenner's ghost, okay, just standing around in the background.
Yeah,
That's
he was
now-
more like
Jordan
him.
Wood. I mean, Jordan Woods got clout, but she know that if she tried to do anything on her own, no one's gonna come to that shit. If she hosted her own events, who the fuck gonna come?
Okay,
The niggas in her DMs, but
Think about it. Think
they
about
are
it.
not
You
putting her like
you are
she
famous.
better not be on nobody's club flyer.
Yeah, exactly. Like you are famous. She gives you a flyer for an event that she's hosting. Are you honestly gonna go to that shit?
Okay, what the hell I
Yeah.
want to talk to that bitch for? She might try to steal my man too.
It's like,
Uh,
bitch, you're only interesting because you got Kardashian stories. Now that you're not a Kardashian no more, you're not interested.
Uh-huh.
What the
You're
fuck
no
you
longer
gonna?
affiliated. You've been thrown over the wall.
That's why she's hanging around niggas now.
I
I was
mean,
about to say, you probably never twerked in your life until that moment.
Again, something happened to her. She thought she was all that, hanging with
Oh
them.
yeah, but
Got
that's
caught
another
up.
reason why I love Megan Thee Stallion. Like she's herself, and like she knows she a wild girl. So like when she became famous, she just did wild girl shit that she was doing before. She just got a little money now.
Well, she needs to start showing her talents more. Because I know her for shaking her ass more than her damn music.
Sipping mama while he took on my panocha.
Because every time I see her, she flipping her hair, posing, showing her ass. I'm like, where the music at?
Someone on Twitter, someone on Twitter said she looked like a scrunch Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, and I fucking died.
About who?
Megan Thee Stallion.
Uh,
Niggas on Twitter mean, bruh.
mm,
Yo, you get no love on Twitter.
Everybody is equal in the other Twitter.
Yes, because if I ever become famous, I'm being roasted all damn day.
If you're trending on Twitter, it's either a really good thing or a really bad one.
yeah, they said when Justin Bieber grew his
They done kick Demi Lovato off Twitter.
what was it? They said when Justin Bieber grew his facial hair back, and I mean grew his facial hair and started looking all white freaking gas station looking. They said that fool looked like Billy off Stranger Things. I died. And
No,
the actor said, "Don't
Billy.
you ever disrespect me like that."
Okay, Billy was sexy. Bye.
I'm
He
like,
could
y'all gonna
never.
compare that fool to Billy? No.
Oh my god, I forgot to bring this up. So it's this girl that some of y'all would recognize,
Yeah.
and she did a cosplay as Raven from Teen Titans, and
Hey.
she painted her skin white. I'm trying to figure out, is she like in the wrong for that? Because
Wait,
it's like, why isn't she just using her own skin tone?
wait, hold up. Is she like pale white or like looking like how flesh tone white people look?
It doesn't matter. That's not her skin tone.
I don't know.
Because I'm thinking about when the French girl did it. The person in the game is not black, but yet she's being viewed as blackface.
Hmm.
So how is it
I
okay for
mean,
her to do
there's
white
there
skin?
was plenty of African tribes that painted their skin white. So
But people here in America don't know that.
Right. Yeah. That's what I'm thinking.
Mm.
that's why
I'm,
I'm saying
I'm
that's
trying
why I
to.
think okay, that's not really a bad thing because like I know plenty of
Yeah.
tribes that do that. You
That's
just
why I have to look at the lens. I have to look at what you're saying through the
I
lens of
send it to
how
the group chat.
other people feel.
You know me. You know I don't care. She's
Yeah.
cosplaying as a character. She's bringing it to life. But it's just that I'm wondering, like, are people allowed to be outraged that like she's changing her skin tone?
But no, the reason why Mark asked you was it pale or white, because there's times where Raven has pale white skin, and that's her. Like it's, I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah.
That
It's
might
like yeah. Exactly. Like sometimes she just seemed to
Okay,
look like
but
this
also
regular
what I
white
said
girl.
was the character from Gears of War is not black.
Right. That's
He's
what I'm
not a
saying. I'm
black
I'm
man.
looking at it through the
Gears of
lens of
War. I thought it was League of Legends. She
Oh,
did it.
you know what I meant.
I gotta make sure because Gears of War.
The French girl.
I know you're
yeah.
talking about.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to look at this through the lens of like of who you're relating it to, as far as people saying all this other stuff and not really thinking about how other folks do it. So I mean, and like you I ain't got no problem with nobody doing that. I mean, especially a character like Raven and the chick from League of
I'm
Legends.
looking at
Like,
it like shit. You bring the fucking shit to life.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, especially the way that she did it, this looks like how it did from the cartoon, that same really pale thing. I mean, if somebody's doing that, I mean, I don't know. I never looked at it as blackface.
Because I'm just saying, how is it that she's okay? It's okay for her to do that, but as a non-black character, and then all of a
Hmm.
sudden now the girl's racist.
Yeah, my thing is that like if you choose to go all in like that, just know that some people will give you hell for it and some people will praise you for it.
But at the same time, this girl's probably not going to get hell for it because, not to be mean, but she's not known. So
Yeah.
she's not going to really get like no big thing on it. And she's
Yeah.
not on a major platform.
Yeah. No, she'll probably get a picture on Tumblr and Pinterest, and as far as she'll go. Instagram.
So, I think this concludes our podcast.
Yeah, I'm getting sleepy now. I stayed up too late.
Oh, he muted himself. Right.
I better not hear no snoring. Nope.
I think he stepped out. Chill. 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 I swear to God, that nigga fell asleep.
All right, everyone. I think that concludes the You Know What, Let Me Just Say podcast. I am not your host, Ray.
Do any of y'all got like final words?
Xavier, would you like to start on the final word?
check, check these young men and their penises and their respect towards women at a young age. It all starts from home. Men, stop checking on your goddamn daughter to see if she's a virgin if you're not checking on your damn son. Okay? Secondly, black people, my people, if we're going to come together, we need to start from the bottom and discuss everything. Pull back the tile, pull back the damn wallpaper. Let's see this mold. Let's break it down the walls, put up some new plaster, put up some new drywall, and rebuild everything and start from scratch and new. Um, uh, Tisha Campbell, girl, get a new hairstyle. Ti, stop using big words because you ain't impressing anybody with your
That's the
country bumpkin
deficit.
ass.
I try to call Ray the only way you can on Facebook, and they said he's in a call.
And
I'm here.
yeah, that's it.
All right, there's Ray.
I know he did not just say I've
I've
been
been here
here.
this whole time. I've been here this whole time.
Oh, so you was ignoring us.
No, he was on the phone.
No, I have my stuff on mute, so y'all can, so I won't interrupt y'all when y'all say your opinions. I always have myself on mute. That way, like the background don't distract y'all from what y'all be talking.
All right, nigga.
So Mark, so Mark, you got any last words?
Well, yeah.
Daylight coming, we want to go home.
Yeah. Let's see. Final thoughts. Yeah, just everyone stick together. No need to point fingers. No need to not believe in people's businesses or their ideals when it comes to rebuilding the bad community. Stay focused. Stay strong. Stay smart, and look before you leap. That's it.
First Black Ginger.
Bring the same energy all the time to everything.
All right, Father.
So, for my final words, this is going to be directed to South Africans because y'all done fucked up. And I would like to say, I would like to start off with Inyala Kue. And Inyala Kue means shame on you in the language. So if you want to know what South Africans did, these motherfuckers thought it would be so funny to refer to Black American Twitter as slave trade Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
So as you know, the rider that I am for my people. I don't care where you from. You know, as long as you're not a coon and you black, you with me. I claim you as an African from the continent. These motherfuckers had the audacity to come from my black American family. So I had to give them that work. You know what I'm saying? And then I told them, so y'all niggas got all the smoke for people that look like you, but won't kick the white people that done killed your asses out of your own damn land. They own 80% of your damn land, and you talking about niggas and slaves. Shut the fuck up.
Right.
I don't play that. I don't play that shit. I don't like that shit. You're not gonna come from my family. You know what I'm saying? Black Americans, Caribbeans, all them niggas is my family. And you know, the cool South Africans are my family too. But y'all coon ass niggas that won't do nothing about them motherfuckers that raided your country and shit. And then you got but you got all the smoke for Nigerians, you got all the smoke for fucking Kenyans, you got all the smoke for Black Americans. That's not what the fuck we finna do. So watch yourself. Watch your motherfucking self and come correct when you come to this country, because y'all motherfuckers, some of y'all want to come over here to America and disrespect Black Americans, the one who paid the blood price to put your motherfucking ass on this motherfucking land that you staying at. So watch yourself. And that's all I got to motherfucking say. This coming from 100% pure Ghanaian man. There will be no fucking zero tolerance on any disrespect towards Black American, and that's period. Fada has fucking spoken.
First things first, A. Marie has probably had one of the best albums in the mid early 2000s. All I Have is a classic. I just wanted to just say that out. I love that album. And, and second, I hope in the 2020s we work on accountability for ourselves. That way we can rely on each other instead of just relying on, other races or other people to gentrify our hoods that then we complain about it and all that other shit. I hope in this trying times in the future that we will get our act together where people will look at us in a higher regards. I know I say this shit all the time, but I'm just trying to put shit in the future. I hope this black conference does get off and people trust it enough that they'll like put money in it, and so we can get a lot of things discussed. So, with that being said, I want to thank everybody that came on the panel today. I want to thank y'all for listening to hear us talk our shit again. This is You Know What? Let me just say podcast, and we're signing out. Peace.
Hey, we in the Queens today.